First up on the news this week, we have some news from exciting and fresh new talent. You may have heard of him, InArchaic. He's more well known for his stripped-back clinical gems out on Dispatch and Different. Well, he's got a new release this week called Cutting Edge, and one of the tracks on the EP is a collab with MC XL entitled Game Changer. So naturally, we caught up with him to ask him what were his game changers. Apart from all the generic computer games and different types of software, he said his girlfriend. Aww. Well, we look forward to hearing that release, and it's also going to be followed up shortly by a release on Bash's Proximity label. So another big piece of news this week, and something that I'm particularly excited about, is that Friction has announced he's launching a brand new night entitled Elevate. Now this night is not just your usual warehouse concept. Instead of just playing a 1 hour set, he's promised a 3 hour set jam-packed with lots of different deeper and experimental sounds, taking you on a journey back to the good old days. We asked him for a statement on the night, and he said that to take up the vibe, first you've got to take it down. And speaking of Friction, he's just signed up 2 exclusive tracks from a lady that you may know as Lizzy Scientist making rhythms. She sent 2 tracks over to Friction thinking he may or may not listen to them. Well, he did better than that. He played them on his Radio 1 show, which she quickly found out from Facebook. And he quickly snapped up The Last Time and Something Inside. Now, other shocking news you may be sad to learn this week is that Octane and DLR have announced a split. Some of you cheeky Facebook and Twitter followers may have noticed them setting up separate profiles earlier on in the year, so we caught up with him to ask him what had happened. He said that it was just simply time to move on, and that he won't rule out working with Octane in the future. He also said that DLR stands for Dirty Leroy, and in French means Dirty King. So we asked him if he could be a king for a day, what would he do? It all got pretty political, so if you want to check it out on the blog, it's a pretty revealing read. He's also decided to release a free track. That's right, a free track. You can check all the details out on that on the blog. It's entitled EXP. Now, another exclusive this week comes in the form of Freshfaced Brazilian Neat Tree. We decided to catch up with him to find out a little bit more about the man inside, and it turns out it was his first ever interview. He revealed to us that he's going to have releases forthcoming on Ram's sister label Program, as well as releases on the likes of Grid, All Sorts and Chronic, as well as collaborating with the likes of Sudden Death, Firesin and MC Key. So we're very excited to see what he's got. From exciting new names in the scene to outright legends, we decided to catch up with A-Sides earlier on in the week to discuss his new album, Based Upon Bass. We asked him, with over 500 credits in the last 20 years as a career, what percentage of his life would he say revolved around bass? He answered with 75%, which is kind of surprising to us, so we decided the other 25, of course, must be due to sleep. With over 3 albums in the last 3 years, we decided that he must have caught the album bug, and he replied, yes, there is no better way to represent yourself as an artist, and is talking about releasing another album later in the year.